What's it like on campus? What's it like for a Jew on
Oh my God.
campus?
It's really hard, to be honest. Like, it's really, when you go to campus, I mean, now it's the end of the year, so it's a bit better. But in the last few weeks, it was really, really bad. And even worse than right after October 7th. I mean, all of a sudden, it got so bad. We had the encampments, and we had, like, honestly, just blatant anti Semitism. Like, I know, like, fellow
Mm.
Jews who were told to go back to Poland, for example. It's very
Wow.
violent. I feel like now they don't. I mean, I think people don't even bother to pretend that they're anti-Zionist or against Israel. Now it's really like they're openly anti-Semitic. And even myself, like I
Mm.
got insulted. Like as soon as you're visibly Jewish or like you're part of a Jewish community, you're a target. And it's not just
Mhm.
Israelis or it's not just Zionist as they pretend.
Mhm.
It's really, really hard and you're constantly gaslighted. And I think that's a really, for me, that's exactly like the situation. Like we're just gaslighted every day. Like
What do you mean by that?
it's
Like,
like,
how are you gaslighted?
I mean, people, they make you feel like your experience is invalid because they use
Mm.
certain, I think it's a minority of Jews who perhaps are very, I mean, they're against the existence of the state of Israel because I mean they have their own reasons, but I think it doesn't represent the Jewish people at all. And so they use this minority of Jewish people, like the good Jews,
Mm.
to say, oh no, like what
Mm.
you're feeling is not anti-Semitic. It's not anti-Semitic to call for the
Mhm.
destruction of the state of Israel. It's not anti-Semitic to call for intifada from the river to the sea. Because look, there are some Jewish people who are in favor of that. So it can be
Right.
anti-Semitic. And so every day when you go to campus, you always feel like, your experience is denied. But then once you go to Chabad, you find this amazing community of people who feel the same way as you. They also feel
Mm.
gaslighted. They also feel they feel really I mean it's more than uncomfortable. We feel in danger. Maybe not in physical danger, although I have some friends who were physically assaulted or like they were spat on, but
Oh,
it's
wow.
less of a physical danger, but I don't know, you're just, you have to constantly justify your identity and why
Mhm.
you feel connected to Israel and why you're concerned for your not just your like immediate relatives in Israel, it's just the whole like, the whole Jewish people, we're all united wherever we are. So, but I think this year it was so hard, but at the same because of everything that happened on campus and in Israel. But at the same time,
Mhm.
just being at Chabad and knowing that we have Rabbi Yuda and Naomi and all the other Jews on campus, it was incredibly comforting and it was essential. And that's what made honestly, my 2 years at Columbia really, really special. That was honestly the highlight of my 2 years. And
Mm.
that's what helped me go through all of that. So that's really, really special
Mhm.
what they do there.
I guess when you're feeling so alone and so gaslighted and so, like your whole existence is endangered, you need all the more so the connection, right?
Exactly.
And the place that you can feel at
And
home.
like during my first year, most of my friends were, I mean, of course, I had my Jewish friends at Chabad, but most of my friends were like French, non-Jewish friends, like from France. And because I don't know, like sometimes it's more, I don't know, they're just my friends from the program. But then when October 7th happened, I lost all my friends. And it was so hard
Mm.
because, I mean, they all turned against me and they were like, oh, you support Israel, then we can't be friends anymore. And after October
Really?
7th,
Wow.
and that's the crazy part because now I mean, now that I feel like the situation got a bit more complicated, but right after October 7th, that's when we saw like who our real friends were because they all
Mhm.
went to protest
Mhm.
with like Students for Justice in Palestine, and that was even before Israel retaliated and before this whole war started. So that was really, really hard for me. But I didn't feel alone because I had this. I mean, yes, maybe I had lost a few friends, and that was really, really hard. But then I found this amazing community of people, and we're all there to support you. And it's
Mhm.
crazy. Like you really feel the power of the Jewish people, and that's how you realize that that's how we survived all these years, like for 2,000 years in exile, like not having our home in Israel. I think it's because we had each other. And
Mm.
it's crazy because growing up, I thought, I mean, of course, there was anti Semitism in France, but I thought it was, the big anti Semitism was over, but it's not. It's really not. But the only
Right.
way we're going to survive this is if we're united and if we're all together. And I think that's what Chabad does. It really unites Jews. So,
Mm.
yeah.
That's beautiful. That's really beautiful. You said it so well. Amazing.